What if the secret to a longer, healthier life wasn't locked away in some distant land, but quietly waiting in your bedroom each morning? Today, you'll discover 5 simple morning habits found in nearly every person who lives past 100. These habits take less than 30 minutes total, require no special tools, and cost you absolutely nothing. Here's the twist. The third one directly challenges what most doctors used to recommend. Yet, Harvard scientists now see it as one of the strongest signs you'll make it to 100. Stanford researchers just completed a 5-year study on 347 American centenarians. They expected to find strict diets and intense health routines. Instead, they uncovered 5 shockingly simple practices that almost every one of them followed. Are you ready to find out what they are? If you're still here and curious, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're ready. And let's take the first step together tomorrow morning. Habit 1. The morning hydration ritual. Each night, while you sleep, your body loses up to 24 ounces of water through natural processes like breathing and cellular activity. This means that by the time you open your eyes in the morning, your system is already running at a water deficit. And that's precisely why many people who have lived beyond 100 years old start their day the same way, with a full glass of water. Even before they leave the bed. Not coffee, not tea, not vitamins, just plain, room temperature water. According to multiple studies, rehydrating immediately after waking supports the body's cellular repair systems. While you sleep, your body enters a restorative state, and drinking water first thing in the morning helps restart the mechanisms that protect your cells from age-related damage. Drinking 16 to 20 ounces of water right after waking up has been shown to assist with flushing out toxins that have accumulated overnight. Your kidneys filter more efficiently, your blood flow improves, and your heart doesn't have to work as hard to distribute oxygen and nutrients. One longevity researcher from a well-known health institute explained that this morning hydration process helps activate proteins involved in DNA repair and regeneration. These proteins rely heavily on proper hydration to function. Without enough water in your system, their ability to do their job declines, and so does your cellular resilience. Imagine how a dry sponge struggles to clean up a spill. That's your body without hydration, trying to heal and recover without the essential fluid it needs. Cognitive health is also affected. The human brain is made up of roughly 85% water. Even minor dehydration can make it harder to recall information, make decisions, or stay focused, especially in older adults. Several long-term studies have linked morning dehydration to increased rates of confusion, fatigue, and even urinary tract infections in seniors. Let's take the example of Mr. Leonard, a 102-year-old retired teacher from Oregon. For decades, he has kept a simple morning routine. Every evening, before bed, he places a 16-ounce glass of water on the small table beside his bed. When he wakes up, he sits up slowly and drinks the entire glass before standing up or reaching for his phone. He doesn't add lemon or supplements. He doesn't mix it with anything, just pure water. His doctor recently shared that Leonard's kidney function remains remarkably strong, and his blood pressure has been consistently stable over the past 15 years. He attributes this to Leonard's consistency and timing, not to any complicated treatment, but to a small, intentional habit done first thing every morning. So what's the takeaway? Try this tonight. Before you go to sleep, pour yourself a glass of room temperature water and place it within reach. When you wake up tomorrow, drink it before you get out of bed. Don't add anything to it. No lemon, no honey, no powders. Your body wants the water in its purest form to begin waking up, flushing waste, and supporting your vital systems. This habit requires no money, no training, and no equipment, but the benefits are immediate: better circulation, steadier energy, and support for your organs at the time they need it most. Habit 2. Gentle morning movement. Every morning, before their feet touch the floor. Many people who have lived past the age of 100 follow a quiet yet purposeful routine. They begin their day with gentle movements while still lying in bed. allowing their bodies to wake up gradually from a night of rest. This simple habit, lasting just 3 to 5 minutes, has gained attention in several studies focused on aging. Researchers have noted its effects on circulation, balance, and joint mobility. The body, after hours of stillness, needs time to restart its systems. Gentle movement acts like a warm-up, gradually preparing muscles, joints, and blood vessels to handle the day ahead. A study conducted by a university research team found that slow, controlled motion in the morning could increase circulation by up to 40% before standing. It also helped reduce sudden blood pressure changes that often lead to dizziness or falls. Movements done while lying down allow synovial fluid to move into the joints, promoting flexibility and reducing the stiffness commonly felt after waking up. The circulatory system can be compared to an old garden hose that has been resting overnight. If you turn it on suddenly, it might sputter or even crack under pressure. But if you slowly build up the flow, the hose works smoothly. The same is true for the human body after sleep. Let's look at the routine of Mrs. Eleanor, a 100-year-old former seamstress from Michigan. Each morning, she lies on her back and performs a short series of movements. First, she rotates her ankles in small circles 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Then she pulls one knee gently toward her chest, holds it for a few seconds, and repeats with the other leg. Lastly, she stretches her arms overhead and draws soft circles in the air for about half a minute. This routine has become a natural part of her day. Her physician has noted that her joint flexibility remains stable, and her balance during checkups is consistently strong. Eleanor began doing these movements in her 60s, not as part of a program, but simply because they helped her feel steady and ready. Researchers have also observed that seniors who do similar routines tend to report fewer falls and improved confidence when moving throughout the day. The act of transitioning slowly from sleep to upright posture reduces the workload on the heart and lowers strain on joints that may already be sensitive due to age or previous injuries. If you're considering trying this practice, here is one suggested sequence that doesn't require special strength or flexibility. While still lying on your back, begin by rotating both ankles 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. This activates circulation in your lower legs. Next, slowly bring one knee toward your chest. Hold for 5 seconds while breathing naturally. Then return it to the bed and repeat on the other side. Do this 5 times per leg to help loosen your hips and lower back. Finally, lift both arms toward the ceiling and make small circular motions with your hands. Gradually widen the circles over 30 seconds. This encourages blood flow to the shoulders and upper body. These movements are easy to modify based on personal needs. If you have joint issues or medical restrictions, adjust the pace or range of motion. The key is to begin the day without rushing, allowing your body time to catch up with your mind. Habit 3. Morning light exposure for circadian balance. Within the first 30 minutes of waking, many individuals who have lived past the age of 100 make it a priority to step outside and let natural light reach their eyes. This simple practice is often overlooked, yet it plays a vital role in aligning the body's internal clock with the day ahead. While some people avoid morning sun due to old beliefs, recent research has revealed that natural morning light helps regulate nearly every system in the body. It's not about tanning or soaking in the sun's heat. It's about allowing your brain to receive the natural signals it needs to coordinate daily biological processes. This process begins with your circadian rhythm, an internal timing system that operates on a 24-hour cycle. It influences when you feel alert or sleepy, when hormones are released, how your body temperature shifts, and when cellular repair takes place. As we grow older, changes in brain chemistry can cause this rhythm to drift, resulting in disrupted sleep, low energy, and emotional imbalance. Artificial indoor lighting, while convenient, doesn't provide the brightness or spectrum needed to reset this biological clock. That's why many older adults experience difficulty falling asleep, waking up too early, or feeling tired throughout the day, even after a full night's rest. Natural light exposure, especially in the first hour of the morning, serves as a signal to the brain to stabilize these patterns. This helps the body release hormones at the right time, promoting better sleep at night and more sustained energy during the day. Let's look at Mr. Clarence, a 101-year-old retired train conductor who lives in Colorado. Every morning, regardless of the season, he puts on a warm sweater, makes a cup of herbal tea, and sits quietly on his balcony facing east. He does this within 20 minutes of waking and stays there for 10 to 15 minutes, simply breathing and observing the changing sky. Clarence began this habit decades ago after noticing that it helped him fall asleep more easily. Over the years, it became part of his morning rhythm, just as natural as brushing his teeth. Today, he continues to wake up without an alarm and rarely feels the need for afternoon naps. His routine requires no technology, no apps, and no complicated tools, just awareness of the sun and his body. If you want to try this, here's a simple guideline to follow. Within 30 minutes of waking, go outside or sit near an open window where natural light is visible. Face toward the direction of the rising sun, even if it's cloudy. Natural daylight is still much brighter than indoor light and carries the signals your brain needs. Avoid wearing sunglasses during this time. Unless medically necessary, your eyes detect the intensity of the light, which is crucial for resetting the internal clock. You don't need the sun to shine directly on your skin. Simply being present in outdoor light allows your retinas to send the appropriate cues to the brain. Breathe calmly and let your mind settle while the light works in the background to align your biological rhythms. If weather or mobility makes it hard to go outside, sitting by a large window is a helpful alternative. Just be sure to keep curtains wide open and face the brightest part of the sky, even on overcast days. This light is effective for setting the body's natural schedule. For individuals concerned about skin sensitivity or medications that increase sun sensitivity, early morning light is typically low in ultraviolet rays. Adjust your exposure accordingly, and if you're uncertain, consult with your healthcare provider about a safe approach that suits your personal needs. Adding this light-based habit to your morning requires no cost or effort beyond intention. Over time, your body begins to respond by sleeping more soundly, feeling more energized, and functioning in closer harmony with the natural rhythm of the day. Habit 4. Daily breathing to calm the body and mind. Each morning, before engaging with the day, many people who have reached 100 years of age take 5 minutes to practice intentional breathing. This daily ritual is not about meditation, religion, or therapy. It's simply a way to calm the nervous system, regulate stress hormones, and give the body a peaceful start. Research has shown that chronic stress plays a major role in the aging process. Particularly at the cellular level, long-term exposure to stress hormones has been linked to changes in blood pressure, immune system function, inflammation, and memory performance. Over time, this contributes to physical fatigue, mental cloudiness, and emotional imbalance. While many stressors are beyond our control, health concerns, finances, and life changes our response to stress can be trained. One of the most effective, low-effort methods is controlled breathing. Just a few minutes of deep, rhythmic breath work can help signal to the body that it is safe, which begins to reduce internal tension. Mr. Samuel, a retired mail carrier, now aged 102, has practiced morning breathing since he was in his 60s. He starts each day by sitting in a wooden chair near his back door, which overlooks a small garden. With the morning light coming in and the scent of the earth still fresh, he closes his eyes and begins his breathing routine. He learned the pattern decades ago from a community workshop and has continued the same sequence ever since. He says this short pause at the beginning of the day helps him feel grounded before checking the news, answering phone calls, or reading mail. It has become as automatic as washing his face or brushing his teeth. The breathing method used by many older adults is often called the 4 to 7 -8 technique. It doesn't require any equipment, prior training, or special setting. All that's needed is a quiet space and a willingness to focus on breath for just 5 minutes. Here's how the practice works. Sit in a chair with your feet planted firmly on the ground and your hands resting comfortably on your lap or thighs. Allow your eyes to gently close or soften your gaze to minimize distractions. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Letting your abdomen rise naturally, hold your breath for a count of 7, staying relaxed and avoiding strain. Exhale gently and completely through your mouth for a count of 8, making a soft sound as you release the air. Repeat this breathing cycle 8 times, which takes about 5 minutes in total. While you're breathing, try to keep your attention on the numbers and the sensation of air moving in and out of your body. If thoughts come up, as they often do, simply let them pass like clouds and gently return to counting. There is no need to push anything away or judge yourself for getting distracted. The 4 to 7 -8 rhythm activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the body that promotes relaxation and recovery. It helps slow the heart rate, lower circulating cortisol, and improve the balance between alertness and calm. Over time, this breathing pattern can contribute to more stable blood pressure, improved digestion, and better sleep quality. What makes this habit especially helpful for older adults is that it's accessible. You don't need to stand, stretch, or strain. You don't need tools or technology. You just need 5 quiet minutes, a chair, and a willingness to breathe with purpose. Samuel continues this routine every morning, no matter where he is or what the day holds. Whether he's visiting his daughter, recovering from a cold, or watching birds in his garden, the breath work stays the same. It offers him a sense of rhythm, steadiness, and something to return to even when life feels unpredictable. This small ritual might seem simple, but its effects are real. It builds resilience from within, one breath at a time. Habit 5, purpose activation. Before stepping into their daily routines, many centenarians pause each morning for a quiet, focused moment. It's not about reviewing a to-do list or setting lofty goals. It's a simple, intentional act of identifying one reason to get out of bed that day, a purpose that brings personal meaning or connection to others. This daily mental exercise, though small in time, has shown profound effects. Long-term studies on aging populations reveal that older adults who consistently engage in this practice show sharper mental faculties, more stable moods, and a lower risk of cognitive decline over time. Those with a clear sense of purpose tend to experience greater life satisfaction and more resilience in the face of stress and change. The purpose doesn't need to be grand. In fact, the simpler and more personal it is, the more powerful its impact becomes. Examples from long-living individuals include calling a friend who's unwell, preparing a special breakfast for a spouse, helping a neighbor water their plants, writing a short reflection in a journal, or knitting socks for a local shelter. Neuroscience research explains why this habit matters. When you think about a specific, meaningful reason to act, certain areas in the brain linked to motivation and emotional regulation become active. These regions influence memory and concentration and strengthen pathways that protect against mental deterioration. A clear sense of purpose helps synchronize brain activity and encourages the release of neurotransmitters that support mood and cognitive stability. On the flip side, when seniors wake up without a sense of direction, they may enter what researchers describe as a drift state. This can lead to feelings of emptiness, disconnection, or a slow erosion of daily enthusiasm. Over time, this lack of inner orientation has been linked to an increased risk of loneliness, anxiety, and a faster decline in mental sharpness. This concept becomes even more evident through the life of Margaret Ellis, a 103-year-old woman from Oregon. After retiring from her role as a music teacher at age 70, she felt lost for months. Her days felt long and disconnected. One morning, after a restless night, she asked herself a simple question: what can I do today that feels meaningful? The answer came in the form of her dusty piano. She began each morning by playing one song, sometimes a hymn, sometimes an old jazz favorite. Eventually, She began calling a local preschool and offering short live calls where she would play and let the children listen. What began as a single act of self-care turned into a daily ritual of connection that lasted more than 2 decades. Margaret attributes this single habit to her emotional well-being and mental clarity in later life. She says having a reason to open the curtains, sight upright, and play each morning became the thread that held her days together, especially during seasons of grief, illness, or isolation. The beauty of this habit lies in its simplicity. To begin, sit quietly for 3 minutes after waking. Ask yourself one question. What is one small but meaningful thing I will do today? The answer can be modest reading a chapter of a book, mailing a birthday card, sending a voice message to a grandchild, or tending to a single plant. The key is that it feels purposeful to you. Once you've chosen your intention, write it down on a small piece of paper, keep it in your pocket, tape it to your mirror, or place it beside your breakfast. This little reminder serves as an anchor throughout your day, especially when energy dips or when doubts about usefulness or value creep in. Over time, this practice begins to rewire the brain. It creates a gentle structure that grounds each day in intentional living. Reduces emotional drift and fuels an inner sense of significance. Seniors who engage in this habit report feeling more alert, more enthusiastic, and more emotionally connected to themselves and others. The aim is not to accomplish something monumental. It's about moving from simply existing to living with meaning, one morning at a time. You don't need a fortune, fancy supplements, or miracle cures to live with energy and clarity into your 90s or beyond. These 5 morning habits take less than half an hour, cost nothing, and are backed by decades of research on long-lived individuals across the world. Longevity isn't reserved for the lucky few. It belongs to those who make small, powerful decisions each day, starting from the moment they open their eyes. The simple acts of rehydrating, moving gently, getting natural light, calming the breath, and finding purpose have shown to strengthen the body's natural repair systems and support emotional balance through the aging process. You already have everything you need to begin. Just your body, a little intention, and a quiet moment in the morning. That's all. So, which of these 5 habits will you begin tomorrow? Will it be the glass of water by your bed, a few ankle rolls before standing, a slow breath at sunrise? Let me know in the comments. Type the number 1 if you're ready to try just one of these starting tomorrow morning. If you found this video helpful, or if you know someone who might benefit from these gentle practices, share this message with them now. It might be the beginning of a better chapter in their life. Don't forget to like this video if you're inspired to take action, and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Life for more simple, science-backed tips to help you age with strength, clarity, and joy.